I have this pottery. And even though you're not a potter, but somebody in your extended family back home was, and you watched what they went through to make a frickin' pot, okay? You watched how their hands seized up because the clay leached all the moisture out of the hand. You distinctly remember that, how the old lady's hands looked cracked and worn and so on from the work of making vessels of hospitality, okay? It doesn't matter that you didn't make it yourself. The point is, you recognize in the item something we could call cultural patrimony. You recognize the deep runningness of the culture opposite you as manifest and embodied in this item for trade. Okay? So the person doesn't have to, quote, sell you, because your cultural sophistication makes this pot on the other side available to you for the deeply venerable thing that it is. Follow what I'm saying? Okay. So you know what I'm going to say next. When something happens, the items across from you cease to speak, cease to have their stories come along with them, cease to be available. There's something about your cultural atrophy that you project onto the item that you don't recognize. You don't recognize its valence, its proprieties, its value, its deep running worth, and so on. Something happened, okay? And because you're not making your own stuff back home or any part of it. And so now when you're in a circumstance like this and you're just trying to get this pot, but you know nothing about it, then the enterprise becomes, okay, so what do you have to part with to obtain the pot? And the next thing is you pretend you're not interested in obtaining the pot to obtain the pot. That becomes part of the deal. And then the person on the making end feels the deep running slight of your disinterest or your vague involvement in the proceedings, or maybe the worst, when it's not things you're going back and forth with. But there's a third thing called money, which nobody makes, which you're not reminded of your grandma or anyone else's with the money. And then money becomes the ghost of the original understanding of the cultural patrimony that sat between you. That's what happened, I'm fairly sure.